Hello, you are welcome to this free web design training. I'm happy you made it to this particular training tonight. So we're going to be learning so many things. So as the introduction part, we are looking at introduction to web design training. Before we begin to say, okay, what web design is and what web design is not, we need to understand some things about what is called website and what is called website design. Okay, it's very, very important. And this particular training we're going to be taking, please, if you're a newbie, I will advise you have your pen and paper so you can understand some certain things and some certain language that is mostly used in case you are just coming in for the first time. Okay, now let me open my notepad and let's begin. First, we need to understand what a website is. What is a website? Right? What is a website? It's a question. Okay, most of the time we talk about website. What actually is a website? Okay, what actually is a website? All right, understand that your website is your online presence. All right, is your website is your online presence. Your online presence. Okay, every website you see out there, they have what's called online presence. They help you to build your credibility online. A website helps you to build your credibility. It helps you to have a place where people can easily reach you. If you're operating the physical office, you have a closing time, you have an opening time, you have a closing time. But in your website, you don't have anything of such. You operate 247. You operate 247 in your website. Okay, your website is always there in as much as your website is active and is running. Okay, your website is your online presence, right? It helps you to build credibility with your clients, with your customers. It helps you to stay active 247. That is what your website does for you. That's what your website does for you. So understand is that your website helps to boost your online presence, build credibility, and make you stay active. That is what your website does. So that's the reason why every business these days are gradually moving into making sure that they have a website for their presence, because when you're opening the physical office, you have a opening time, like I said before, you close, but your website does not close. Your website is always open 247. It's always open 247. People can reach out to you, people can contact you, people can send you email, send you message or WhatsApp, and the rest of them. It's always open 247. So that's the reason why many businesses these days need a website. No matter the kind of business you are operating, you need a website. So you first of all need to understand it from this angle. Now, what is a website design? What is a website design? I haven't explained what is a website design. What is a website? Sorry. What is a website design? Okay. Website design is the ability for you to craft different websites. There are different different websites. The ability for you to craft different kind of website. Understand that there are different websites out there depending on what your business is into. We have a blog website. Okay, we have a blog website that talks about posting like Gist Lover. You have they have a blog. You have Linda Ikeji. You have all those Vanguard, Daily Time, Punch. They have a website. Okay, if you're also into real estate, you have a website. If you're into agriculture, you have a website. If you're into engineering, you have a website. If you are into e-commerce, you have a website. So basically, there are different kinds of website. If you are into law, you are a lawyer, or you own a law firm, you need a website. Okay, so all of these have their own different ways of designing them. That's what we're trying to say here. They have their own different ways of designing them. They have their own different pattern. They have their own different layer. They have their own different structure. That is what we talk about in the website design, meaning the ability for you to craft different websites for different business and for different purposes. Okay, different businesses, different purposes. That is what we talk about in the aspect of website. Now, remember, I've listed that there are different kind of websites. We even have what is called a church website. All right, we have a church website. We have a donation. We have that's donation or foundation. We have what is again? We have e-commerce. Okay, like I said, we have e-commerce. We have for hospitals whereby doctors can book an appointment. All of these are different websites. Okay, all of these are different websites. We have hospital in the website. The way the manner and approach used in designing hospital, right? Hospital website, hospital is different from the manner and approach used in designing a real estate website. It's different from the manner we should use to design fitness and gym websites, right? And gym website, they are all different. They are all different. So you need to understand this. So as a web designer, you should be able to craft different websites for different clients, for different purposes. That is what we are talking about in the aspect of website design. The ability for you to craft different websites for different purposes, depending on what the person needs per time. Imagine you are building an e-commerce website. Imagine you are building an e-commerce website, you need to integrate payment method whereby they can go there, see a product, make payment, and the customer or the client, the owner of the site will get notified that somebody has placed an order on the website, then follow up with the client. And the way you design that is kind of different from the way you design a normal law firm website. Okay, so all of these are different pattern. These are different method of designing a website. So you need to understand that there are different websites, not just say okay because I'm designing a blog website. The way you design a blog website is different from the way you design a company or a profile website. What we call a company website is what we call a real estate and different kind of things. So understand that as a web designer, you should be able to develop a website that suits your client need. Sometimes some client doesn't know what they actually need for they don't even know the actual website they need for their business. All right, you as a web designer, you are going to come in and bridge that gap. Okay, what are you into? You ask them some certain questions, okay, before you go ahead and map out the kind of website they need. Okay, now that I've explained that, now there are two ways in which you build a website. There are two ways in which you build a website. Right, basically, let's just look at the two ways in which you build a website. We have what's called programming. All right, programming in brackets, call it coding. All right, whereby you use, let me list this. You use HTML, you use CSS, you use Bootstrap. If I'm not mistaken. All right, you have Bootstrap, you have PHP for the backend and the rest of them. So this is coding. All right, this is coding. This is one way you can build a website. Then the second one we have what is called use of CMS. All right, which stands for Content Management System. Content Management System. Example of this, we have a WordPress. Okay, we have WordPress, we have Joomla, and some other ones like that. Okay, we have all of this one. So we also refer to this one as what? We also refer to this as drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop. We also refer to this as drag and drop. Please understand what I'm showing you here. We also refer to this as drag and drop. Okay, these are ways in which you build a website. You have the CMS, you have the content management system. There are some of them that are hosted, there are some that are not hosted. Okay, so this is ways in which you can build a website. We also have what is a Wix. We have Wix. We have space Squarespace, something like that. We have Squarespace. Okay, and so many more. We have Card. Sorry, Cardco. If I'm not mistaken, Card.co or something like that. So all of these are ways in which you can build a website. You can build a website using these. These are the basic way in which you can build a website. But irrespective of the fact that you can build a website with this, there are some, we call them terms or language or terminologies. Let me use that. Terms or terminologies. Okay, number one, we have what is called domain name. Number one, we have what is called a domain name. Domain name, what is a domain name? Domain name simply means the name of your websites. That's the domain name. Name of your website. That's the domain name. Okay. You can also call it name of your business. Okay. Example, we have Facebook. Facebook is a domain name. Okay, we have Facebook, we have Jumia. Okay, is a domain name. We have Facebook, we have Jumia, we have any of those things you see there. Okay, have right like Lexiva Solutions is a domain name. As far as your business has a name or the name you want your website to be called, there are so many of them. You have YouTube. Okay, you can see it's called YouTube. That all of these are domain name. They are all domain name. There are so many of them there. Then moving away from there, we have what is called domain extension. Domain extensions. Sorry, we have domain extensions. Okay, it means what comes after your domain. What comes after your domain? Good. We have what is called example. We have .com. Okay, .org. Okay, we have .net. Okay, we have .com, .ng. Okay, we have .name, .ng. Okay, we have .shop. Okay, we have .store. Okay, we have .online and many more and many more. So all of these are extension. Example now you have what is called jumia.com.ng. This is a website. This is a URL. This is a URL. A URL consists of domain name and domain extension. That's what we call a URL. So all of this you are seeing here, they are called domain extensions. They are called domain extensions. Then moving away from there, we have what is called hosting. We have what is called hosting. Hosting means buying a space, buying a space for your domain, for your domain. All right, for your domain. All right. So the first thing we talk about having a domain name because there's no website you see out there that doesn't have a name. Every website you see has a name, and make sure that when you are getting a domain name, make sure your domain name is very, very not too long, something that people can easily see and remember. All right, it can be a combination of words, it can be an acronym, it can be anything at all, but make sure the name of your domain is something that people can see and remember within a short period of time. Okay, you have um you have that. So after getting the domain name, understand that in your domain you must register it. You must register the domain name. I will show you different platforms which you can register. Then you also have what is called your hosting. You must also register. You must also buy hosting for your domain. Okay, now the hosting I'm talking about means buying the space because when you're designing a website, there are places you need to store all this information. Alright, you need to store all this information in a particular place. That's what we call hosting, and it comes in different sizes. We have one of 1 gig, 2 gig, 3 gig, 4 gig, 5 gig, 6 gig, 10 gig, 20 gig, 30 gig, depending on how much you can buy and use. Okay, you have hosting in that size. Then the next one we have what is called cPanel. Alright, what was called cPanel. cPanel, which stands for control panel. Alright, control panel. It gives you access to your website. All right, it gives you access to your website, whether you are building your website with programming or we are using the CMS, any of them. All right, you need to host it. All right, so when you buy your domain name and host it, they will give you a cPanel, which you will just log in with your username and password. Just log in with username and password, and you have access to all of the things, which I will also be showing you in the course of this training. Also be showing the course of the training. Okay, you have all of these there. Then the next one also have what is called web hosting company. Web hosting company. Okay, these are places you purchase your domain name and hosting. This is where you buy your domain name, you also buy your hosting. Okay, we have them in Nigeria. We have the local and international. Right, we have the local and international. I will there we have the local and international hosting company. Okay, company. So that's what I was saying there. Company. Okay, example of local. Let me say local. We have Domain King. We have Domain King. We have Q server. We have TrueHost. Okay, we have Hammer Web. We have Anita Hosts. Okay, we have what's this again? We have Zillion King Hosts, and many more, and many more. These are for local. Then for international, all right, international we have Namecheap. All right, Namecheap. We have NameSilo. We have DreamHost. All right, we have Hostinger. We have Hostinger. We have what else again? We have Dynadot and many more. Okay, and many more. These are for hosting company. These are for hosting company because I will also be showing you I'll also be showing you more of that. Then moving away from there, we have what is called SSL, right? SSL. So before I go to SSL, once you buy your domain name and hosting from any of these company I've listed here, right? You can go you buy your domain name. I will be showing you that soon. I'll be showing you that soon. So you can buy your domain name from any of them here. Then once you buy your domain name, they will give you your cPanel detail, which will be sent to your email. Please note, please know when you are registering on this platform, you might, if you are doing it for your personal self, if you are doing it for your personal self, you are using the domain name and hosting for your personal business, please you can use your real name and information. But if you are not doing it for your personal self, please try and create a name, create an account. You might not necessarily use your real name. Okay, you might not necessarily use your real name because some persons can be so funny. You can build a website for them and they are using it for something they didn't tell you at the initial stage. So you should be very, very careful of that because if anything should go wrong, they are not going to attack before they even get to the person that owns the website. It's the person that designed the website that they will get access to, they will get across to. Okay, very, very important. And also note that if you are designing a website for your clients, please don't use Nigerian hosting. That's the local. Don't use a local hosting for the person. You can buy from international hosting. Charge the person based on that. Charge the person based on that. So you not go and fall into any issues. Please, very, very important. Very, 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 very important because some persons can be so funny. Some client can be so funny. Some individual can be so funny. All right. Please be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. That's the reason why I'm saying you should not use real information. Okay, you should not use your real information. You can create you can create an email and use for that particular deal, use for that particular job. Okay, as a matter of fact, try and have a two account or two email that you use for your personal self and for clients. All right, please be very, very careful and make sure you are very, very smart. Make sure you are very, very smart. Okay, so these are the things you need to understand about some terms, some language using web design. So before I proceed further, let me quickly show you some of the things I've explained here. Now for the local domain hosting, for the local um, for the local hosting company, we have the making and the rest of them. So you can see them here. Let me just show you. Let me open few of them so you can see. This is the making, the making.ng. All right, this is the making for the local. Let me just pick one or two each from the local. Let me look at the other one again. Truehost. All right, this is Truehost. Let me just pick two each from truehost.com.ng. Alright, so this is Truehost, where this is what domain king. So you can buy your domain and hosting from any of them. So as a newbie who is learning this, so understand all of these processes. You can see there, this is domain king. You can see where it says your perfect. You can buy domain. You can see the domain.com.ng for as low as let's say 6,000 naira. That's to register the domain name. Then from there you need to buy hosting. Then you can see your hosting comes in different sizes. So this is they all work across all platforms. They all work across all platforms. Whether you're buying from local or you're buying from international, this thing. If you pick a name from and buy the name in local hosting, it will also reflect in the international hosting platform. So please understand that process. Understand that process. Understand that process is very, very important. So this is how to go about it in the aspect of domain. Now look at this. This is Truehost. You can also see that they also have the same aspect. You can see this is all this one I'm talking about now. They are Nigerian hosting company. That's why you are seeing this Naira sign. You can see Naira sign here, or here this particular one too. You see Naira symbol. This is they are all local. They are all local. Can you see this one? I say get.com.ng for art. You can see Naira 6,100. These are local hosting company. These are local hosting company. So you can check other ones out. Then next one we'll look at, you can see this is Namecheap, right? This okay. Let's look at NameSilo. Then this is Namecheap. All these are international hosting company. International hosting company. So as someone that is doing this, you need to have a dollar means of making payments. You can see it there automatically. You see, can you see now this is dollar? Can you see there? They are international hosting company. International hosting company. So you can see all of that here. Okay, so if you want to get a name, the first thing is to pick the name you want to use. Make sure you put it here and confirm if the name is available. You type the name on this part on this video. Can you see now? You type the name here. The name is available. You can check it out. All right, so you can see this one that is here too. You can see this okay. This one is still loading. So this is how to go about the aspect of getting the domain name and the domain for your business. So depend on the one you can buy. You can see different extensions here. You can see .biz, you can see .syz, you can see .shop, you can see .blog, you can see so many of them. Now let's go to Namecheap. Here is Namecheap. Right, here is Namecheap. Can you see now Namecheap? Right, if you want to get a name now, you come here, type the name you want to. I say Lexiva. I say Lexiva Concepts. All right, so once I type the name and I hit on search, you can see it here, hit on search. All right, to know if the name I want to register is available. That's the reason why you are doing that. So that is the part you need to understand. You can see there, Lexiva this. They will bring out different. You can see it. You can see .com is going for 11 point something dollar per year, right? Per year. You can come down here now. You can see this other one that says you can see .com $11. You can see .to. You can see .org. You can see .net. You can see .ai. You can see that. You can see .shop. You can see .it.com. You can see .me. All of these are different extensions, and they all last for 1 year. They all last for 1 year, except maybe there's an issue with the site. They can decide to block it, but otherwise, every website you buy, every domain you register lasts for 1 year. You can see there .tech, .wiki, .biz, .info, .design, .io, .club. So if you want to buy any of this, you need a dollar means of making payments. So if you want to get that, you can get a gray virtual dollar card for your online payment. So you can get that. You can see there are so many extensions. You can see .us, you can see .free, .vip, .space, .one, .local, .art, .store, .blog, .inc, and you can see it says explore 400 plus additional extensions. There are still more. So this is the first part of this introduction to web design. So we have looked at what a website design is. We have looked at different ways of building a website. We have also looked at different terms or terminologies used in website design, and I've also shown you some web hosting company which you have also seen in this particular one. So we're going to be looking at the next one, which is how to buy domain name and hosting. How to buy domain name and hosting. So which I'm going to be taking you to in the next video. All right. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.